Well, it is 12 o'clock, so we will go ahead and move forward. Let me get this going. Share my screen. Presentation. Perfect. Awesome. So welcome, everybody. I know we have a couple attendees here with us virtually. This is going to be shared with everyone on the Class of 2022 website. So we'll make sure to share that out with you. But welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending this year's Yotes Travel Informational in partnership with Contiki. My name is Aaron Brown. I am the Alumni Outreach and Communications Specialist for the Office of Alumni Relations. So again, thank you for joining us today. I want to mention once again that this is going to be recorded. This will be shared with everyone on the Class of 2022 website, along with in the Paul Press, and you'll be getting an email shortly with this recording. So you'll have all the information, and hopefully we can get a lot of your questions answered here during this informational. So this travel program that the Office of Alumni Relations is starting to build up, we really want to make this blossom into something beautiful. We've seen other universities take travel programs far into the distance, and we want to be right there on the coattails with them. We want to make sure that we offer the best opportunities to our Yotes and to our alumni community and the CSUSB community by offering some great trips and some great itineraries that are being presented to us and with our proud partners. So we don't make sure this is beautiful and make sure you guys are out and exploring the world. So hopefully we can get all your questions answered. Like I mentioned, hopefully you can walk away, tell your other friends, your roommates, other alumni, other coyotes, so we can get a big group of CSUSB to go out on these trips, and hopefully we get you out traveling to the world. But enough of that, enough of me speaking. I want to make sure to welcome our guest again for the second time he's been joining us. We are grateful to have Ian here with us. He is the Director of Business Development for the TTC Groups, the Travel Corporation. He's been helping us over the past, I want to say like a year and a half on getting our CSUSB community out and traveling the world, again, with these great itineraries, with these great opportunities. And if there's any questions, please feel free to ask him. And then we'll answer a couple of questions towards the end of the informational. But with that, I will make sure to pass it over to Ian.
Awesome. Aaron, thank you so much. It's again an absolute pleasure to be joining Cal State University San Bernardino, the Yotes community. Absolutely fantastic. Had a chance, as you know, Aaron, recently to be on campus not too long ago, and just engaging with all of you was absolutely fantastic. And just to reiterate what Aaron said, a big reason for why I do what I do is just to give people the opportunity to go and explore the world, to travel, to see what is out there. So without any further ado, we're going to jump in to a very quick presentation. Let me share my screen with you all just for real quickly here. And by all means, Aaron, if anything goes awry, let me know and I will pause and we'll get things going. But everybody should be able to see just a little welcome slide there. Now I'm going to take you through a quick presentation just to share the travel program that CSUSB has set up for 2023. We're very proud to partner with Aaron and the Alumni Association for these trips to give you as graduates and then future as alumni the opportunity to travel together and as a CSUSB community. So the presentation will take just a few minutes. I'm not going to go through every single solitary detail. Nobody just wants to be looking at a presentation and me for however long we're going. So we'll go through this and then we'll answer any questions. And most importantly, we'll give you the resources for next steps and what you do to get more information. And more importantly, what you do to go ahead and get yourself booked on one of the trips. So let's jump right in here. So again, there's just a little intro slide where we've gone through this. My name's Ian. So Contiki, just so you know a little bit of why why Aaron and the Alumni Association have partnered with us. Contiki's been doing what we do for a long time. It's actually the 60s. And we've always only focused in on a very specific segment of the market. We only do travel for 18 to 35-year-olds. So everything we do is designed specifically for that 18 to 35-year-old traveler, for you, for that soon-to-be graduate, recent graduate, and young alumni. The opportunity to travel together, to build that sense of community and camaraderie, and not only experience a destination yourself through your eyes, but to see and experience a destination with somebody else and through their eyes. We make it all super easy for you. There's only a few details that we don't take care of. Everything else is really bundled up nicely for you. All of those iconic things, all of those things you're going to need to have an absolutely epic holiday with plenty of free time to be able to do what you want to do and experience the destination your way. And last but not least are those epic experiences, things that you won't necessarily see in a guidebook, things you're not going to be able to find on your own, things that are going to truly define the trip you have when you get back, those things you're going to remember forever. And we'll talk a little bit about those as we get into the individual itineraries. So first, I'm going to play a quick video just to introduce a little bit more about Contiki. You might want to, the volume can come across kind of loud, so you might want to just pull your headphones if you got them on just away just in case, and then I'll be right back with you in about a minute and a half.
Want to see the world? Contiki isn't just about the places you see, although they'll be pretty great. It's about doing this with locals, eating delicious food, jumping off that, and maybe this, because why not? Meet him, meet her, meet them, be them, try this, and that. Wait, maybe don't try that. And yeah, sure, the destinations will be amazing, but you know what? When you travel together, that's when it's really special. Because who wants to dance alone? Discover something new without a squad, or try something for the first time without a friend to laugh along with.
And I'm struggling.
And when you travel together, you share these memories for life. It'll make you laugh and maybe cry. Happy tears only. It's a feeling that's pretty hard to describe. We like to call it social travel. Contiki. Travel together. Social travel for 18 to 35s.
Well, the next best thing to actually traveling and having all those experiences, getting to talk about them and share them. So this is super exciting. An absolutely amazing roster of trips that the Alumni Association has put together for Yotes travel. 3 absolutely amazing itineraries. The first one, London to Paris by train, 2 iconic capitals all in one trip. New York uncovered, certainly one of the, if arguably, many would say probably the greatest city on earth, potentially, even certainly in America, just a melting pot of so many amazing things in New York. And then the longest trip of the offering, 2 destinations that are increasingly popular. Portugal is on the top list of any of those must-see in 2023 destinations. So Spain and Portugal highlights. You see the travel dates for those trips. So shortly right after graduation, London and Paris by train, commencing on May 27th, New York uncovered on May 29th, and then Spain and Portugal highlights. Wait till we get a little bit into the late summer, early fall, and are able to do that one starting on August 29th. So London to Paris by train, your 27th of May through the 31st of May. Again, 2 iconic capitals, absolutely amazing destinations. And you have plenty of time to really immerse yourself in all that London has to offer before jumping on the iconic Channel train, the Eurostar train that goes under the English Channel, which is just an absolutely incredible experience. Traveling over 100 miles an hour, knowing you are under an entire ocean at the time. You know, it is just an experience to be had. And then you arrive in Paris, one of the most beautiful cities, certainly that I've ever been to, and the opportunity to do and see so much. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the experience you'll have, but I want to highlight one in particular, because this is one of the coolest experiences that I think you can do on any trip, anywhere you go. So we have this thing called Make Travel Matter. So to Contiki, our responsibility to the people, the planet, to the environment that we're visiting is something we take very seriously. It's very, very important. So much so that we've started in partnership with our sister companies, our own nonprofit specifically dedicated to sustainability and responsible travel. That's an organization called Tread Right. And part of our commitments to the way we travel is make travel matter. And our Make Travel Matter experience is something we build into just about every itinerary where we can. And it is something that specifically and measurably gives back to either directly to the planet, to the community, or to the environment of the place we're visiting. So not only is it something very cool that you get to experience and do, you get to feel really good about what you're doing and why you're doing it. So the Unseen London Walking Tour, on your first full day in London, this is going to be one of the great introductions to a very iconic part of London, to the West End, to the City of London. And your tour guides are very special individuals. So the guides for this trip are formerly unhoused individuals who used to live on the very streets that they're taking you down. So not only do you get the icons of London, this great capital city, but you get the stories and the history told from somebody who used to live on the streets. So you get that history of a capital that's been populated in the capital city longer than the US has even been a country. And then you get those secrets and those secret alleyways and the stories that only come from people who live and walk those streets. It's absolutely incredible. In addition to all of that, of course, seeing Buckingham Palace, maybe doing a foodie tour and getting to try everything from fish and chips to eel pie if you're one of the brave. And of course, one of the iconic dishes, probably the most popular dish in all of the UK, and that is a curry that is certainly imported from India through various visitors and explorations. But you would find it hard pressed to find a better curry anywhere outside of India for certain. Certainly then into Paris, absolutely incredible capital city. Everything from quaint coffee shops and bookstores, if you want to just kind of lose yourself as a local, to some of the most iconic museums in the world, the Louvre and the Mona Lisa. Across the Seine River, you can visit the Musée d'Orsay, the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe, and of course, all of the food, the pastries, the cheese, the wine. I highly recommend at some point in time when you're in Paris, buy a bottle of wine, buy a loaf of bread, buy some cheese from a local shop, and just find a spot on the banks of the river under the Eiffel Tower and just enjoy being in Paris. Our second trip, New York Undercovered. I mean, we could do an entire presentation just on New York City. The itinerary is fantastic because not only do you get to experience and explore Manhattan, you get your subway pass so you can get around the city easily, see everything from Central Park and Times Square down to downtown, Village, in all of the different, whether it be Chinatown or Little Italy, your slice of pizza, your New York bagel, all of the things that make New York special. But you also get to get off of the island of Manhattan, see what makes Brooklyn, one of the up and coming and kind of the buzzy borough of New York. And if that's not enough, get a chance to go up into the Bronx, where we have another really cool Make Travel Matter experience that I want to share. This is one that's going to share something with you that is very, very unique. So in the heart of the Bronx concrete jungle, the Green Machine is a project that's been put together to teach sustainability and food health to the students and to our next generations growing up in these apartment blocks in the Bronx. And urban farming, good health. And it is now with the work they've been doing at the Green Machine in New York has been so successful, so immensely popular, especially for extending access to healthy and nutritious food in what is largely in large parts a food desert in this massive metropolis in this borough of the Bronx. It has been now replicated in other cities around the world. And just to see this urban farming firsthand, to be in New York City, to be surrounded by the cars and the taxis and the buildings and all the sights and sounds that go along with it, and then to be right there in the heart of this urban farming is something truly special, truly different, and truly unique. For everybody who goes to New York, if it's your first time going, you absolutely have to get a slice of New York pizza, maybe a hot dog for sure. Stop into a deli, get that New York City bagel, see what the buzz is all about. And at times, just stop, whether it be in Central Park or in Dumbo or walking across the Brooklyn Bridge from Brooklyn into Manhattan. Just slow down every now and then, and which can be difficult in a city like New York, where it's go, 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 go. Just slow down for a minute or two and just let all of the amazing parts of that city just kind of just soak it all in. Spain and Portugal highlights. So this is the longest of the itineraries that we have. This one's in fall, August 29th to September 8th, a really fantastic itinerary. You're going to fly into and out of Madrid, Spain. From Madrid, you're going to work your way down to the south of Spain, to Cordoba, and then into Sevilla, an absolutely epic part of Spain. This is Moorish Spain. So the culture and the things you're going to experience just from, you're still in Spain, but just from Madrid to Cordoba and Sevilla is absolutely incredible. The buildings change, the architecture changes, the accent changes, some of the food even changes. You know there's the consistent strings all throughout. You are absolutely still in Spain, but just to experience the different culture from kind of central Spain and the capital of Madrid to southern Spain is absolutely fantastic. Then we crossed immediately into Portugal, which is a completely different experience altogether. You're going to be blown away by how dramatic the difference is between these two bordering nations, and not only the language, but again, in the food and the architecture and the culture overall. From Lisbon up to Porto, definitely try a port. One thing I do have to mention in Portugal, if you haven't noticed already, one of my favorite things and one of the big reasons I travel is all to try the different foods, the different cuisine. To me, so much of a place, so much of the culture and the history of a destination can be told through its food. And I love certain things, and certain things just resonate. And in Portugal, there's a little tiny pastry about that big, pastel de nata. You will find it everywhere in Portugal. So pastel de nata. It is Portugal's, I will call it, I don't know if they call it this, I will call it Portugal's national pastry, potentially Portugal's national dish. It is absolutely fantastic. And interestingly enough, in modern history, there have been some tough economic times, certainly from 2008 through to now in Portugal. And that humble little pastry has played a significant outsized role in the popularity and in the economic success of Portugal, which is just absolutely incredible. So something for you all to try. As we move into some of these destinations, there's going to be some really, again, cool experiences for you to have. And I would love to go into every single one of them, but we'd be on this call for 4, 5, 6 hours. So I'm just going to highlight a couple, one in Spain and one in Portugal. So again, sticking with the theme of these Make Travel Matter experiences, in Casillas, the street art tour takes you into parts of the city that you might not normally travel to. Well, I would say you wouldn't normally travel to it. Most people don't even stop in Casillas. And you're going to get to see, and not only see this street art, but understand why it's there. What stories it's telling, what's its relevance. And it is something that, again, it's not in a lot of guidebooks. I don't think it's in guidebooks for that matter. It's something that's going to really resonate with you. It's going to give you a taste of Portugal that you're not, or sorry, a taste of Spain that you're not going to really get anywhere else. And it's just for those iconic kind of Instagram moments, taking photos with some of these iconic street art images is just, you just have to do it. As we continue on, and I apologize, I had it right the first time because this is in Portugal, but we'll get there eventually. So visit the Mosque of the Caliphs as you make your way through Cordoba and then down into Sevilla. I mentioned this is Moorish Spain. This is where the Moors and the Muslim faith, really, I mean, that was the culture of the area for many, many generations. And the Mosque of the Caliphs is just an absolutely gorgeous, absolutely fantastic building to just be present in, to experience and feel the history and the culture that resonates from it. So I've talked quite a bit about the just our commitment to travel and making travel matter, because that is something important. And it's something that hopefully resonates with all of you, that it's one thing to explore a destination, but to leave a destination better and benefit from your having been there is something that's very important. And this year, something very cool for Contiki, and I want to share one more video with you. So if you got that earpiece in, let's go and pull that earbud away just in case it gets loud. And let me share a really cool 2022 announcement with you. So yeah, something super exciting to share with you, that your travel with Contiki is completely carbon neutral. We operate the business, we operate the tours completely carbon neutral. We do that through a series of carbon offset projects, carbon capture projects, purchasing renewable power for our locations, operating the most fuel efficient and clean running coaches that are available. And what we can't remove from your journey, we cover the cost of offsetting those again through various projects. So again, some really cool stuff to make you feel really good about the place you're going and the impact you're having as you explore these great destinations. So I have up on my screen right now, and I'm going to leave this up for a little while. We have the 3 trips, London to Paris by train, May 27th through May 31st of next year. We have New York Uncovered, which is May 29th through June 1st of next year. And then Spain and Portugal Highlights, which is August 29th through September 8th of next year. You'll see that there's QR codes on each of those images. If you take your phone and do what you know to do with that QR code, you're going to go straight to the information page for each individual itinerary. I will ask if Aaron wouldn't mind, he'll drop links into the chat for all 3 trips as well. So if you don't have your phone handy, or if you're watching this on your phone, you can certainly take a screenshot and get those QR codes later, or you can just capture the links straight out of chat and you'll have the links to all 3 trips. Now, I'm often asked, if I had to pick one of these, which one would I pick? And you know what, I can't answer that. There'd be no way. What I would love to be able to do is figure out how to do all 3 of them at one point in time or another, and really which trip you should take. It's just up to where do you want to explore. You can't go wrong with any of these itineraries, whether it be New York, London and Paris, or Spain and Portugal. And the great thing is, with the timing of some of these trips, if you have the ability to do so, you could do London and Paris or New York and do Spain and Portugal. So you can certainly double up. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to leave this up for just a second longer, and then I will click over to one last final slide. So we only have limited space on every one of these departures. So if you're interested, you definitely want to take care of that as soon as possible. So to secure your space, it couldn't be easier. It is a $200 deposit. We can help you arrange air. If you like, air is not included in the price of the itinerary. So when you're looking at those information pages, which I'll click back to, if you're looking at those information pages, just remember you're going to need to do your airfare. We can book that airfare for you. You can book it on your own. You can have your parents or a relative, or if you have anybody who wants to give you miles to use, however you want to best get there, that's up to you. Like I said, we'll help you take care of that air if you need to. Otherwise, a $200 deposit gets you your confirmed spot on that itinerary, and then you can pay off that balance up to about 90 days prior to departure. And I know there were some questions on that, so we'll probably talk about that more in a minute. On each of those information pages, it has exactly what you do next. You either give us a call, shoot us an email, and one of our travel experts will get in touch with you, or pick up the phone call and be able to speak to you specifically about what you need to do if you want to go ahead and pay that deposit, if you have any other questions, and we can go from there. So that's it for the presentation. I told you this would be quick and straightforward. I'm going to click off the presentation so you can see me again. I'm going to go ahead and open up the chat and the Q&A, and I'm going to ask, maybe I'll bring Aaron back in to kind of direct us on the questions and let him kind of lead us through some questions here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. But first, Ian, thank you so much for that presentation. I looked it up, pastel de nata. It says tasty pastry optionally dusted with cinnamon, and that itself is already sold for me.
Oh, they are unreal good.
Yeah, so thank you for that recommendation. I have a few questions here, and then a few attendees ask an additional question. So we'll go off my list, and then we'll go ahead and continue today. So the first question I have, so for those who are interested in coming on one of these trips, how can I get more information on these upcoming trips, and who would I be able to speak to directly on getting more information?
Absolutely. So you want to take the links. I know I'm looking at them in the chat right now, so make sure you take down those links for each departure. I know on the alumni page, on the Yotes travel page, the links are there as well. And I know, certainly Aaron, you send out the emails, so check your emails, and the trip links will be there. From each link, you're going to have a day-by-day itinerary. You're going to see what's included. You're going to have a pretty good idea of exactly everything that you're going to be doing on the itinerary. There'll be a phone number and an email address included on those that you can reach out to one of our travel experts. If you have any more detailed questions, you want to get anything specific for your particular travel, that travel expert will be able to answer everything for you. So the first place to start is getting into those links, looking at the information, and then reach out to us either by phone, by email, and then we will make sure we answer any of the rest of your questions.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Next question was by one of the attendees. As a CSUSB future alum or current alumni, can I bring a friend with me who is not CSUSB affiliated? An example, a significant other, a brother, or a coworker?
Absolutely. So as long as you are the graduate, the alumni, certainly bring a significant other, bring a friend. They do not have to be a graduate or alumni to travel with you. We just ask that you all book together so we can make sure that we've got we're selling the spots to alumni, or we'll call them friends and family of alumni. But absolutely, the more the merrier, and we want your friends, your family, partner, significant other to enjoy that same experience that you do. I do have to stress one element, though. These trips are designed for you as graduates, recent graduates, young alumni. So again, there is an age bracket for travelers, so 18 to 35. So if you happen to have a partner that is older than 35, I am going to put my email address in the chat, or Aaron can. One of the two of us will put my email address in the chat. If you or your significant other or partner or travel companion is over the age of 35, reach out to me. Let me know that you want to do London to Paris or any of the other itineraries, and that you're not in that 18 to 35 range, and we'll still find a fantastic opportunity for you to travel. But for everyone else, absolutely, more the merrier. And thank you, Aaron. I just saw that post. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. Next question would be, if we book with a family member, would the price differ as far as sharing a room together?
Nope, price is the same. Yeah, so if you book with a family member or a friend, everything is based on twin share accommodations, so 2 people to a room. So if you're traveling with that partner, significant other, the price listed is the price that you each pay. Not asked specifically, but just as an aside to this, if you are traveling solo, so you're just traveling on your own and you really want your own room, we can do single supplements and we can look to secure single rooms. They're always upon request. So if you know for sure that you want your own room, I highly recommend you give us a call straight away, get your deposit put down, let us know that you want to pay that single supplement to have your own room, and you'll be good to go. If you're traveling solo and you want a roommate, you don't want to pay the single supplement, then we'll automatically do room sharing with other CSUSB travelers or travelers on the trip, so you're good to go.
Awesome. Thank you. And next question, and this is not a dumb question, even though they said this may be a dumb question, but the question is, I assume traveling with your team is cheaper than arranging an outside of your service. Is that correct?
Correct. And so this isn't just me saying that, but it is absolutely correct. And the reasons being are pretty simple for you. So first and foremost, it's the buying power. So we have travelers traveling to these destinations all the time. So we're able to get hotel rates, transportation rates, group travel rates that just aren't available to individual travelers. Beyond that, then the experiences that we include and the things that you do, certainly, those make travel matter experiences aren't things that you can find and do. So even trying to compare like for like becomes almost impossible because there's things you're going to do on the itinerary that you're just on an itinerary with us, you're just not going to be able to do on your own. But the two biggest things, certainly we have to create a value, right? So there has to be a value to you as the traveler. And certainly buying it all travel together or buying it all bundled together, everything definitely saves you money, definitely gives you that value. We wouldn't be in business if it didn't. The other thing it does is it saves you the value of time, and the time that you would spend planning out the itinerary, finding your hotels, making sure you're in good hotels, especially in cities like New York and London and Paris. The difference between a dump and a good value hotel or a good affordable hotel, I mean, it can be tough to find. So the time spent trying to sort all these things out, figure out how you're going to get from point A to point B, arranging your transportation, arranging your accommodations. We do all that for you. So you get all the value of that time as well. But certainly the simple answer is yes, 100%, and it is not a dumb question. The value from a monetary point of view, as well as from a time point of view, is absolutely there. And we wouldn't still be running these trips successfully since the 60s if we didn't create that value for all of our travelers. And that's actually an absolutely excellent question.
Beautiful. Just a few more here. Next question would be, do we have to stick with the travel group if we would like to stray away from one of the excursions?
All right, so that's another excellent question. So here's how everything works out on the day-by-day itinerary. So there's going to be certain things that are included as part of the itinerary. You're under no obligation to do them. So if you want to skip out on something or you want to go do something else, that's entirely up to you. What I suggest, however, is that you do take advantage of the experiences that we have included because they've been included for a very specific reason. That reason can vary from something that's iconic, something that's giving back to the community, something you wouldn't necessarily be able to do, something you wouldn't want to miss. And then we build in plenty of free time. So whether you're in London, in Paris, or in Sevilla, or in Porto, there will be opportunities to do those included experiences. There'll be opportunities to add on additional experiences that we can help coordinate for you. And then there's the opportunity to just have free time and do what you want to do. For example, I gave the advice to everybody who's going to Paris: buy your bottle of wine, get yourself a bottle of wine, get yourself a pastry, get some bread, a loaf of bread from a bakery, some cheese, and just sit and watch the world go by. If that's not up to you, or if that's not in your, that's what I want to go spend my time doing, fine. You'll have free time to go do whatever else you want to do and see and explore. So absolutely, you will have that free time to go and do what you want to do. And like I said, if you do want to skip out on something that's included in there or something that the group is doing, you're entitled to do so. You're welcome to do so. We don't hold anybody to strictly being where we are. When we're traveling, when we're moving between cities, of course, that's a little bit different. But we want you to be able to experience these destinations the way you want to, and we just want to be there to help you have those experiences.
Awesome. Next question is kind of a multiple part question, but I'm going to put it all together. So what is, I know you mentioned it in the earlier, but what is the payment process in order to booking a trip, and when should everything be paid off by if these trips are, in the summer of next year, in the early fall? And then at the same time, if a trip gets canceled or my calendar changes, can we use that money or that deposit to spend towards a future trip with you?
Got it. All right. Yeah. So a lot there, but it all feeds one right after the other. So the deposit is $200. So that includes all of your land arrangements. From there, you can make payments at whatever interval you choose up until 90 days prior to departure. So just take whichever departure you want to go on, whether it be one of the May departures, late May departures, or that Spain and Portugal departure. Count back 90 days, and that's your final payment date. Up until that point, if you want to pay $100 here or $500 here, that's entirely up to you. We'll give you payment links. You can do all that very securely online. So $200 deposit up front, and then final payment 90 days prior to departure, and you pay as you see fit between now and then. If your plans change, if things go, we want you to be able to travel. So the first thing that we're going to do is try to find you, if your plans change or your calendar change, we're going to try to find you an alternative departure. We still want you to be able to explore and experience the destination. So we're going to take care of that. Make sure we put any funds towards any future departure, any other future trip. If you had your heart set on London and Paris, can we do it at another time, or put it into another Yotes trip for you? At the end of the day, as long as and we'll give you all this stuff. I'm not going to get into all the exact terms and conditions after that final payment date, because that can come to you. But up until that final payment date, the only thing that we wouldn't refund back immediately is just that deposit amount. And that deposit amount is a lifetime deposit, so you always have that opportunity to travel.
Thank you so much. Next question is, what is the vaccination status requirements? Do you have to be vaccinated? What would they need on going to these specific trips?
Yeah, so this is where I put a little exclamation, a little star, a little asterisk. Is as of right now, you do not have to be vaccinated. You don't have to show any proof of vaccination to visit any of these destinations or places. I highly recommend that everybody be vaccinated, and Contiki highly recommends that you be vaccinated. If you are not, currently, whether it be New York, London, Paris, Spain, or Portugal, they're not requiring any proof of vaccine to enter their countries, to travel amongst them. So if you're not vaccinated, they're not going to ask for anything. Could that change? Who knows? It hasn't changed over the course of the last 9 to almost a full year, and I don't anticipate it. We don't anticipate any changes with entry requirements. So as far as it relates to vaccine, you do not have to be vaccinated to participate in any of these trips next year, but we do highly recommend it and encourage it just to keep yourself healthy and safe.
Awesome. Okay, last 2 questions. So last question from our attendees. Do you need a certain amount of people to go on these trips? For example, does there have to be a quota of amount of people in order to proceed with one of these trips?
Yeah, so for the trips to operate, all of these trips are, at this point, they're good to go. So if we have one person from CSUSB, or if we have 10 people from CSUSB, we are good to go. Now, I will again just put a little asterisk on that, just because you never know what's going on in the world, and 2020 has made us once bit, twice shy. If there was ever any situation where a trip can't depart for whatever reason, we are going to work with you to make sure that, one, we either reschedule you, get you on another departure, and don't interrupt your travel plans. If that is impossible to do for whatever reason, then we're going to work with you to make sure, again, you're not out a bunch of money or anything like that. Our aim is to get you to travel and to help support you travel. So if we have one person book, great. If we have 10 people book, even better. If we have more than that book, even better.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ian. And then the final question that I'll go ahead and answer that is, how do I know what other coyotes will be joining on these trips? So I'll be in communication with all of those who register. Ian will be sending me a list, and I'll make sure to connect you as much as possible with the other Yotes or other CSUSB affiliated members on these trips, to make sure, you guys, if you guys want to exchange the numbers, if you guys plan on doing something out of the itinerary that someone else might not know, if you just want to meet more people who are coming from the university or who are alumni, we want to make sure to connect you guys as much as possible. And just going back to the last question, as far as the quota we want to make sure these trips are super successful. We want to make sure this is kind of the second stone to building this whole program. We had a handful of individuals enjoy some trips last year. We wanted, we would love to double the amount of individuals this next summer for these trips as well. So we want to make sure, hopefully we can count on you all to share this with your graduating class, share this with the Coyotes who are going to graduate next semester, who might be graduating in 2 years. You might have a younger brother or sister who comes to the same university. We would love them to join you, but also share it to those alumni who might have graduated in the past couple of years. So we really want to make sure this is a huge success. And again, this is all for you guys. We want to make sure you guys are comfortable traveling not only to another country, but another country with fellow CSUSB alumni, future alumni, current students, so on and so forth. So with that being said, that is our list of questions. Again, this informational webinar is being recorded, and I will go ahead and make sure to post it to the Class of 2022 website. I'll also email this out to all of you graduates who are graduating this semester, and then it's going to be around through our website, on our social media platforms. Again, there will be an email that's going to be shared. So with that, if there's any closing remarks, Ian, that you would like to share with possible travelers and also those who might be viewing this recording, go ahead.
You know what? Not much other than, the opportunity that's been created through the Alumni Association for all of you. Congratulations to the class of 2022. I know your commencement is coming up, so congratulations to all of you. Super excited for all of you. Congratulations to the soon-to-be class of 2023. Absolutely fantastic work, and I just have to support and reiterate exactly what Aaron said. I can't make it any better. This is all about community and opportunity and excitement for Coyotes. This is all for you to do something, to explore, to celebrate, to just get out of your comfort zone or try something different. So definitely take advantage of it. Like Aaron said, if you've got friends that graduated before you or friends that are coming up behind you, get them involved as well. We want to get Coyotes out on the road and just continue to build up this travel program and all the excitement that comes from it. So hopefully, you travel with us in 2023, and then maybe again, in 2024, 2025, and then you come back in 2028 or 2029 because there's this crazy exciting destination that Aaron has selected and put forward for all of you. So we can't wait to host you. I love the CSUSB community. It's been such a pleasure to meet and engage with all of you. And yeah, can't wait to have you traveling with us.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much, Ian, for always being willing to speak to our future alumni, our alumni coming out to grad days as you did. We really appreciate the partnership, and that's why we love doing business with you, as well as Contiki. We appreciate you guys and your team over there on everything that you do. So again, thank you all for those who attended today. We look forward to sharing more information and hopefully getting all of you Coyotes out into the world. Thank you, guys. Enjoy.
Thank you all. Thank you, Aaron.